Hi and welcome along to the Invincible podcast with my man Lee Judges. Brought to you today by Who Knows Wins, the brilliant app where you can go on there and get your chance to win £10,000 in their Pick 10. All you got to do is enter by, £5 to enter, and you can win yourself potentially £10,000 or a share of £10,000. Last week, me and him have been going head to head. Yet another L.
Yes, another.
Yet another L for Lee Judges. Even though I was all the way in Nigeria, I still dealt with him. Yeah. Right? I still dealt with him. I got 6 out of the 10. Not bad. You got
4. I gotta say,
shocking.
I had a look at it and I thought, it's getting me down this game now. It's getting me down. There's 2 people got 10 out of 10. You know what I mean? What is going on?
Yeah, they won themselves like a share of the 10 grand. Yeah. Alex, Alex.
I hate Alex, by the way. I do not.
Do you like anyone? You hate everybody.
I don't like him.
But yeah, Alex, from the Cop TV, he got 8 out of 10.
And he's as smug as anything as normal. Do you know what I mean? Not with only Liverpool getting to the Champions League final, he's getting 8 out of 10 on that as well,
8 out of 10, man.
Well
Jesus.
done, Alex. Well
Never
done.
going to hear the end of it now on the Saturday football show on DR Sports. You won't hear the end of it. But yeah, well done to him. But these are my picks for this week. A chance to redeem yourself again, Lee. If you got enough money to.
I'm on my promotional pack.
You're the promotional pack, right? Brentford, Southampton. I've gone Brentford. Southampton, they're really...
They've gone off the radar since they beat us.
But they're up and down, aren't they?
Beat us and ain't won since. Well done, Southampton.
Burnley versus Aston Villa. I've gone for Burnley. They're going to stay up,
I think so. If they win that game, I think if they win on the weekend, I think they will.
I think it's between Everton and Leeds who goes down. I really do. The momentum's with Burnley. We've got to play both of them. Chelsea versus Wolves. Wolves are on the beach. Chelsea for me. Palace versus Watford. Watford completely gone. So Palace. Hibs versus Aberdeen. I've gone Hibs. Athletic Club versus Valencia. I've gone for Valencia. Brighton versus Manchester United. I've gone for a Brighton win. And Lazio Sampdoria.
You went for, yeah?
Huh?
You went for a draw.
Oh, they go for a draw?
Yeah, it's what you have on here. Unless you pressed the right.
Oh, draw. Lazio versus Sampdoria. I've gone for a Lazio win. Liverpool versus Tottenham. Come on, Liverpool, man. Liverpool win. And Betis versus Barcelona. I've gone for a draw. So that's what I've gone for this week. Make sure you put your entrance in. And as I said, there's a link in the description. All you got to do is £5 to enter. Gamble aware. Right? Listen, apart from that, it was a satisfying week.
Good weekend.
Last weekend, of course, I was over in Nigeria.
Oh, yeah.
Big up to all the Nigerian Gooners. We did a watch along at the Lagos Irish Bar. Lee, it was incredible. That trip to Nigeria was brilliant.
Looked fantastic.
It was. Fantastic trip, man.
Was Ty recovered yet?
He spent
half the man that sleeps so much.
That guy... Right, I'll tell you, it was hilarious with him. It was hilariously, I can't tell you, right? Just the whole trip. Like, the long running joke is that he's never been to Nigeria before. Yeah. Although he claims to have been.
He probably slept through it last time.
You know what it is, right? I think he has been. But I think what it is, right, he went when he was probably like 5 years old or something.
Very, very young.
So he can't remember nothing about it. He got on the plane, he didn't even know how to put the seatbelt on properly. You should have seen him. He's there going, fiddling around. We were killing. The other thing about it, right, as well, you know him already, how much he loves food, yeah?
Oh, yeah, I know. I've seen this bit.
Right, we go to the plane. I go, you lot hungry? You want to go and grab something to eat before you get on the flight? But then we was looking at the time. We was going, time. Running a bit. He goes, it's all right, man, I'll just eat on the plane. I'll eat on the plane. So I said to him, you do realise you're going to have to pay for it? He goes, serious? I go, yeah, you're going to have to pay for it, man. I go, these flights, these long haul flights, you've got to pay, and it's very expensive as well, right? So he goes, okay. So get on the plane.
He got himself a sandwich.
We got on the plane, right? He hadn't eaten nothing. We got on the plane. The air hostess come along. Said, do you want something to eat? She goes, do you want the chicken? Or he goes, no, it's all right. I don't want nothing.
I bet he had 2 nuts and it was free.
He goes, you don't want nothing, right? Then now, right, the people that were sitting next to him, right, she goes to them, do you want anything? And they go, yeah. And they ordered. So he sees them ordering and they haven't paid. So he's looking at them like that, right? It's me and Jason, we're looking at him, we're killing ourselves with laughter, right? And then you could hear like he goes to them and goes, don't you have to pay it? And they go, no, it's free. And then he goes, come back. Oh my God, I've got so many jokes off that guy, man. Oh my God, he was absolutely hilarious, man. But the watch party was absolutely brilliant. The fans over there, Lee, are so passionate. Yeah. You would not believe.
I see it. It's
you
unreal.
Would not believe, you know what I mean? I was speaking to them, you know, all weekend, before the game, after the game. And I've got to say, you know what I mean? You know, I think they're very, very happy over there with the way in which Arsenal are heading at the moment. You know, there was a lot of fans I spoke to. They were saying that, you know, they were very indifferent at the start of the season, but they've seen, just like what we've been saying over here. They said we started to see progress through Arteta, and that was a very, very important win. Oh. Although I didn't think we played very well in that game. I mean, you know, it wasn't a great.
It wasn't great.
It wasn't a great performance, was it?
No, it wasn't great. I'll tell you what. I don't know what you long. Here, I was nervous. Nervous.
I saw you guys.
We was nervous. You know what I mean? Like, and the performance in the first half didn't really encourage us. If I'll be honest, I'm thinking, oh no, not another performance of real poor. But in saying that, it was about getting the job done, and they did it. And I think second half we was much better. Second half, I have to say. Eddie, by the way, second half was superb.
Yeah, he played really well, really well
second half. But first half, I was worried.
We were so sloppy, man. And you know what? It was every player. Like the guys when I was when we was at the watch party. A lot of the fans seemed to be on the case of Nuno Tavares, right? You know, but I was saying to people, listen, it's not just Nuno. Everybody's just giving the ball away cheaply. You know what I mean? It was just like, it was like, you know, like when the infection just spread, like just everyone was just getting the ball, simple pass, give it away, passes too short. Yeah. What do you think that's nerves?
Well, I hope not.
Because now there's so much on it.
I hope not. You know what I mean? But it did look a very, very nervous performance, and that's what worries me going into the next few games. You've got to be able to take the shackles off and just relax and play. And the thing is, the way you play with that precise passing and everything, if you're not quite at it, that the whole thing breaks down. It's like, you know, like, because you're so precise. If it's long balls and you're banging into the channel, it don't matter if you're a little bit off, does it?
Yeah.
But with the way we play, you've got to be on the game. Yeah. And Odegaard, who I've been really pleased with over the last, I think it's been fantastic. I was awful on the game, like, do you know what I mean? Didn't really do a lot. Martinelli, who I'm a big, massive fan of, apart from the goal what he created was fantastic, the assist. Other than that, it was awful.
Yeah, I was actually saying, when I was watching, I was like, I'd take him off. Because, you know, he weren't doing a lot. You know?
No, I don't. So, you know,
a great assist for the goal.
Great assist, and so, you know, it's those little magic moments that you need. But the one player that gets the criticism, or has been getting the criticism, if it weren't for him in the last few games, and that's Granit Xhaka, if he was superb again. Yeah. You know what I mean? You know, people have always said, oh, he's cost us Champions League. Do you remember that penalty against Brighton? He's done a couple of things. If we do get to the Champions League, he is the one that's pushed us over the line in the last few games. Again, I thought him and El Neni were magnificent in the second half, but I felt in the first half they weren't great. But
sloppy.
But they got it back in the second half.
Got to grips with it in the second half.
Yeah, got to grips with it.
And it was the two centre backs.
Yeah.
That came up with the goods. Two headed goals. You know, 2 goals from centre-backs headed. You know, Mikel Arteta says when you're not playing well, it's about winning ugly. We did win ugly, but a great 100%. Header by Rob Holding, by the way.
Brilliant. I thought he had a good game, Rob Holding. I thought he'd done really well. He's come in.
He's coming in, he's done well.
He's come in at some tough times. Chelsea away, West Ham away, and done really well. I couldn't believe it. I don't know, I was on social media and I see Gabriel with a Man of the Match award at one thing, and I'm thinking, what the... I don't know what they've been watching. By the way, his game's dropped in the last few... I thought we'd done well in the second half. Yeah. Whether he got a bit of a rollicking or not, I don't know. But first half, again, sloppy.
Yeah, sloppy. But it was a big goal. A big goal.
Massive goal.
I thought Rob Holding should have been the man of the match.
I thought he was my man of the match. I thought him and Xhaka and El Neni would have won. But I felt in the first half, I thought Eddie done really well in this, but he was pouring for. I felt that Holding probably over the 90 minutes deserved it, if you know what I mean.
It's easily. Because there was, as well as his goal, I don't even remember, there was an important block that he made, you know what I mean, from Bowen or one of those guys, you know what I mean? So it was.
I didn't enjoy the game, did you?
No. I only enjoyed the game because I was in Nigeria watching it with those. It's different for you. I was watching it with those fans.
I just didn't enjoy it.
I didn't enjoy the performance. I was like, because there's so much on it, and the fact that Tottenham had played beforehand. And, you know, they'd waltzed to their win. You're thinking to yourself, come on, man. Now we're under some serious... That's what I'm wondering if it was nerves.
Yeah,
because
maybe.
Remember, the pressure was on Arsenal now. It's like, right. If you lose this now, it's back. All on I mean, it's all advantage again to Tottenham.
And maybe that's why I didn't enjoy it, because I'll tell you what, I knew that Spurs were going to win, like, you know, and when they had done it, I was going to my football presentation in the evening, like, you know, and all the Spurs fans were on the WhatsApp group. Be the perfect day now if Arsenal lose. And I think, oh no, you know what I mean, can't have that. And I just did not enjoy the game. Once the game had finished, I skipped out of here, like, you know what I mean? Like, it was good, but I didn't, you know. So whether the players are feeling a bit, but realistically, should we be feeling pressure? Should we, you know what I mean? It's not like we're going for a title, is it, or something like that?
Of course, Lee, I think
it's because we're up against Spurs, you know.
It's big pressure. We're up against Spurs for it. Plus, you're going to West Ham. It's a packed stadium, right? West Ham want to beat us. You know what I mean? I feel that was a highly pressurised game.
Do you know?
Highly pressurised game. So I can understand the nervousness. I can understand. And hence why you look on it and what you've just said, that some of the players you named out who stood out in the game were the more experienced guys. Maybe this is where sometimes those more experienced guys rather than the younger guy. So Xhaka, El Neni, those guys where... Even Rob Holding, even though he's still a younger, but he's an experienced campaigner, you know. So that experience helped, just like, you know, because actually defensively we were quite good in that second half.
Brilliant, you know, second half. Defended really well second half.
You know, maybe somebody like a Xhaka was getting into players and saying, "Listen, it's not about no brilliant performance, man. Let's look after the ball. Let's not give anything stupid away. We've got our noses in front. Let's just get the 3 points and go home." I mean, we all watched the Man City game, you know, and see that, you know, you could be even like in a situation like that where you know, they're on the verge of going through to the Champions League final and they throw away 2 goals. So you've got to be sensible, and that's where the experience comes in those sort of positions. And maybe this is where, you know, people like your Xhakas and El Neni are going to earn their money from now till the end of the season.
And you know, I'm going to say this now, fair play to West Ham, because you know, they've got a massive game now to play the semi-final. They didn't go in weak. Not like Leicester.
When I saw the team,
right? I'm not happy with David Moyes. I'll tell you, like, you know what I mean? I'm thinking, like, you know.
When I saw the team, I was like, eh? Because the week before that, they rested like Antonio. Well, they did rest Chelsea, Antonio, but Bowen. There was no Bowen. There was no Declan Rice. I see the game. I'm like, Declan Rice is starting. Bowen's starting. I'm like, bloody hell. And then the more, you know what it is? I was looking at the game and I was thinking, the more this game goes on, right, and it's only 1-1, then they can bring on Souček and Antonio, and then we're going to be in trouble, right? But listen, that we saw it out, and it was ugly, but it was important, and that's a massive win. And now it sets up this weekend.
It does.
Now this weekend, Arsenal at home to Leeds. Won't be easy. Remember, Leeds threatened with relegation, and Tottenham have to go away to Liverpool at Anfield.
Well, thanks.
Big weekend.
Thanks to my mate Ashley, who's a Liverpool fan. He's given me a Liverpool shirt. Like, you know what I mean? So now I don't know if I'm going to wear it. Like, you know what I mean? But it'll be certainly.
No, don't wear it. That'll be.
But it'll be certainly by the side of me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because I am a Scouser for the weekend. I'm gonna go like, you know what I mean? Like, even like Alex this weekend, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't really like him, but I'm gonna like him this weekend, and I am gonna be a Liverpool. But I'll tell you what, and I mean this sincerely, when people keep turning around at me and saying, yeah, that's it, Liverpool, definite 3 points, Spurs ain't got no chance. I've watched football this week, and I can't explain what's happened.
Exactly. So, you make a great point. Because you only got to look at that Man City game. You know what? You look at the Liverpool. You look at the 2 game. And Villarreal were 2-0 up, right? And by the way, for all those people who've been chatting, that's why Arsenal should never have got rid of it. I've seen all these wise after the fact people. Oh, we should have kept Emery. Look, I think in that game, Unai Emery did what we used to see at Arsenal. Yeah. Where he's 2-0 up. And then he goes all defensive.
Again, yeah.
Right? And that's what cost him the game.
Yeah.
Mind you, that goalkeeper there, man. Jesus.
Oh, yeah, he did, yeah. Done a check, didn't he? Done a check.
I have to wonder if he's got a Scouser for the week. So, not just for the weekend, for the week. And he gave him all 3 goals.
Yeah, and this is what I say in football. I don't care. The Champions League is a great thing to win, like, you know what I mean? I've got no qualms about that. But it's never always the best team that wins it. You need a lot of luck in it. And Liverpool, if they'd have had the way they were playing, they needed some sort of inspiration. Yes, the substitutions changed it, but they still needed a slice of luck with the goalkeeper messing up like that.
Keeper was shocking. All 3 goals.
And yesterday, as much as Manchester City, you know, I shouldn't laugh, but I will. But, like, you know, I bet Manchester City fans are on their old phones quickly trying to get some cheap flights and all that, like, you know what I mean? Before it all, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Oh dear.
It went wrong. It went horribly wrong.
You know, but even in that moments, Real Madrid needed a little bit of luck. You know what I mean? They got it with Grealish missing a couple of chances at the end. Manchester City, by the way, you know, and that's why they lost to Tottenham. Because they missed chance after chance after chance. And that happened.
And again, the error, you know, as great as Pep is, he didn't get a striker.
Yeah.
You know, if it's Haaland on the end of a couple of those chances who they'll probably have next year, they might be in the final. Well, you know? I mean, they missed so many chances in the first leg as well.
And he gets a free pass every time, Pep, doesn't he? Because you know, I think he went far too negative. You don't take off your best player in De Bruyne. Don't take him off. Why have you took him off?
Well, listen, the 2 goals for them to get. I mean, he's thinking to himself, "We got it done now. Let's just
never done until it's done, Robbie.
Let's just now for the weekend." You know what I mean? But I can't fault him for taking those off.
And you look at those decisions, I think cost them.
Yep.
The decisions that Klopp made the night before, half time, Bosh straight in there. Yeah. Changed it as well, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and that's where quality managers, you know, and I do think Klopp's a fantastic manager. Whether you like him or you don't.
I think they're both fantastic managers.
But I think Klopp's the better one because he hasn't got the funds. You know, I had some Man City fans complaining that their squad's not strong enough because they've got a couple of injuries. You know what I mean? You can't make it up, can you? You can't make it up.
But like you said, though, the example that you've just said there, the fact that City, in such a commanding position, threw it away, that should spell as a warning to every Arsenal fan, right? We ain't there yet.
No way.
Don't assume nothing. Don't assume, number one, like you said, that Tottenham are going to lose to Liverpool. They went to the Etihad this season and they beat Man City. They beat Man City twice, I think.
Home and away.
Right? So don't assume it, right? Liverpool have had a tough game during the week. They got over the line. The only thing that I kind of take comfort in is that this is not going to be a Liverpool team that's going to come now after winning the game on Tuesday, getting through to the final of the sort of Champions League and sort of say, right, let's just put our feet up and we got the fight. They know that this weekend they are still a point below Man City. They know they have to win that game. It's a must-win game for Liverpool, and that's where I think it's going to be tough for Tottenham. It's tough anyway. Yeah. No one's won at Anfield in the league this season, right? So it's already tough. They're going to have to do something absolutely special, right? But I think Liverpool are really going to be going for it. The thing is, though, with Tottenham, they've got Conte. He's a quality manager. He can set a team up. I think Tottenham, they like to play on the counter-attack, right? So it's a huge game. It's about 7 o'clock it's on, isn't it? We're doing a watch-along to it over on DR. I mean, it's a huge game. But if Tottenham, say, lost that game, Arsenal then know the next day, because we play the next day, right? So again, pressure back on Arsenal. We know, win that game, and we will then be 5 points ahead of Tottenham going into that North London derby next week. That will be significant.
Yeah, that would be massive.
That would be. It would even mean that if we went to Tottenham and won that game, that's it. It's over.
It's over.
It makes that game like a complete cup final. But it even makes it that even if we lost that game, we would still be ahead of them. If we drew the game, that's probably going to be starting to look like enough. So it's a big weekend. Massive. But our game, there's jeopardy on it as well. We're playing Leeds United now. You look at the table. Leeds United are 17th in the table on 34 points. Only 2 points above the drop zone. Everton on 30... Leeds are on 34 points. Everton are on 32 points, right? But they've got a game in hand. So Leeds right now, Burnley are just above them. They've played 34 and they're on 34 points as well. It's between those three who's going to go down. Leeds right now
are in trouble.
Are in big trouble. They're probably in a worse position because Burnley have, even though it's equal points, they're ahead of them on goal difference. Everton, 2 points back, but they've got that game in hand. And Everton are looking very strong at home. Leeds is a must-win, really. Or a must-not lose for Leeds.
Yeah, and Leeds got Chelsea in midweek.
So it's not going to be a Leeds that's going to come and be on the beach. Right? They've got so much to play for.
And they've got history with us as well, you know that.
Yeah. Remember all those years ago when they stopped us from winning the league?
Yeah, twice.
Mark Viduka and people like that.
The 3-2 at our Highbury, do you remember that night? Yeah. Do you know what that was in? If I'm right in thinking that was in 2003. And we went to the cup final the week later. I was still depressed.
Yeah.
I remember my dad turning around to me and saying, "What
was that the Viduka one?
Was that Mark Viduka? I think like Harry Q. We lost 3-2. Yeah. We lost 3-2. And I remember we played Southampton. I said, my dad said, look, these opportunities don't come round this is when I was winning things all the time. You got to get. We still won the FA Cup. We enjoy it, and I was. We should have won the league. And then in the course '99. Do you remember that game up in Leeds when we
yes.
We missed yes. And I think Hasselbank scored right at the end.
Yep.
Cost us the league again that time. And this is a team, by the way, Leeds United, that's supposed to hate Manchester United, and they've given the title twice. Yeah. So we've got history with these.
But the thing is about and there's a lot on it, as I said, for Leeds in this game because if
sort of scenario now, I think if we'd have beaten them that day, I think they would have got relegated.
Yeah.
But we in 2003, and they come there and won. So whatever you do, I ain't taking it for granted. Don't
take it for granted. If I look at the games, just looking at their battle, because it is significant to look at their battle, right? Everton have got to go away to Leicester, and they'll be playing at the same time as Arsenal are playing Leeds, right? And then I think the day before, Burnley are at home to Aston Villa. If Burnley win that game, right, they'll be on 37 points. The pressure will be immense on Leeds. Now, I don't know if that works in Arsenal's favour or if that works against us. Because sometimes as well, when a team is we were just talking about it, when you're under that amount of pressure, when you know there's so much on this game, I mean, that can work in your favour as well, isn't it? Because 100%, a team puts in a very nervy performance.
I don't know. Look, we've got the two. Like at this moment in time, Leeds and Everton, it's looking like one of them will probably go down. If you look at it, we play both of them, and they're both massive clubs. So there's got to be pressure on on them. And I'm going to be really honest. If one of them does beat us, whatever, you know, if any of them do, they'll probably survive. That's how massive this game is. You know, because while we done a bit of madness at Chelsea, one of them's got to do a bit of madness somewhere along the line. You know, now Everton, I think, have got some tough away. Like, you know, I don't think Kevin was telling me they haven't won since August away from home.
Yeah.
So listen, Leeds, you know, don't deserve to be where they are. But then on the other case, they do. They've had a lot of injuries this season. I think, like, you know, but they're getting a couple of their players back. I thought that they was unlucky against Man City last week. I don't think that they deserved to lose by that much. It's going to be a tough game, whatever happens. So
they're unbeaten in Arsenal unbeaten in their last 11 meetings with Leeds in all competitions. 1-9, drawn 2.
Well, we need to beat them.
Leeds have not kept a clean sheet in any of their last 12 away league games against Arsenal since a goalless draw in 93. But Leeds are unbeaten in their last 3 Premier League away games, 1-2, drew 1. So they'll take heart from that.
So it's their home form that's let them down in the last few games.
Yeah, even away, they've been, you know, I mean, they've not been great. We've got, you know, they're going to be without Stuart Dallas, who's been a very important player for them. He's injured. They've had a lot of injuries this season.
Oh, horrendous injuries. I feel for Leeds. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I've got nothing against Leeds United. If I'm honest.
And it was a good trip going up there. We absolutely battered them at their place. I mean, that was under the Bielsa.
Was it 4-1? Was it?
Yeah. New managers come in. Not really.
They had that little kick in
over.
Nothing spectacular.
But listen, if you're looking for a games this weekend, you're one of the 2 fans involved in the 2 clubs running for that top 4 now. You got a choice. Go Anfield away, or you got Leeds at home. It's a huge opportunity that we have to take. There's no excuses, Lee, this weekend.
There's no excuses. And I'll tell you what, after we play Spurs, Tottenham have got Burnley. Now, if I'm, as an Arsenal fan, I'm looking at it and going, oh, Tottenham have beat Burnley. Why? Because they're down the bottom. And, you know, so Arsenal have got to now, you know, I'm sorry, I'd rather be playing Leeds at home and Everton at home than Man City at home and Liverpool at home. Let's put it that way, like, you know what I mean? If I'll be honest, when people go, oh, it's going to be a tough game, it is a tough game, but it's not as tough as playing one of them 2 teams at home. We've got an opportunity to nail it. Listen, I think that game, I know this sounds silly, there's going to the repercussions of that game will be what goes on before that game. And that's the Liverpool-Spurs game. Whatever happens, if, say, for instance, Liverpool win that game, I think there would be a little bit more air of confidence, a little bit more relaxation with the fans, with the public. Imagine if Liverpool, that Tottenham go and win there, then that really does put pressure on. You know what I mean?
It's massive pressure.
It's a massive.
It can't be. It's true, because if they went there and against all odds won that game, it's almost like they've regained the momentum.
Well, exactly, because if they was to beat us, then they go
a point above
us. So you know, this game on Saturday night is going to be repercussions. I think if Liverpool win it, I think then Arsenal have got a virtually like a great chance of just
still got to go away to Newcastle.
Got to go away, which is not going to be easy.
Very, very
not
difficult.
going to be easy.
Probably, I'm sure that's Newcastle's last home game as well. Their fans will be up for that. That's not going to be an easy game.
Yeah, that's a
and
great
then the last game of the season, Everton,
who will be wanting something from it.
They'll probably be wanting something from that game. So they're tough games.
So what does that tell you? Get it done.
Get the points on the board.
Get the points against Leeds. And then beat Spurs.
Basically,
enjoy the last 2 games.
This is win the next 2 games.
That's it. It's done. If Liverpool
did the business, and Arsenal. Do we need to look at it and say to ourselves, well, first of all, we should be giving some praise to Arteta, stage 1, because he's secured European football for Arsenal next season.
Yeah.
Which that is going to mean there's definitely an improvement on the last 2 seasons. When the last 2 seasons in the league, we finished 8th. I think a lot of people forget that first season when we won the FA Cup.
Yeah, we was 8th.
We were 8th. We got into Europe through the FA Cup. And then the following season, 8th again. This season, we're going to finish in the top 6.
Yep, so he's done.
Which means there's going to be Europa League football at the very least.
It's still a failure now, though, in my opinion. In my opinion, if
it's an improvement.
It's improvement, and we've done really well on that fight. But with the position that we're in now, if we don't get top 4, we failed. You know, and it's not having to go at Arteta on there. I'm just saying how it is. We have Leeds at home. We have Everton at home. You know what I mean? Newcastle away, Tottenham at home. 4 games to nail it. You know what I mean? We should do with Liverpool Tottenham playing Liverpool.
You wouldn't get rid of him though, would you?
Oh no. I think
because he would still have got us. Listen, at the start of the season, where did you think Arsenal would finish? Honestly,
5th. 5th. Said it all along, 5th.
So if he fails, he would have finished 5th.
Yeah, because of how it's gone. You know what I mean? I honestly I didn't think Manchester United would be capitulate what they have.
Yeah, but it don't matter. You expect it. You thought.
Yeah,
5th.
but I don't expect us to get 5th now.
No. Your expectations have changed.
The goalposts have changed.
But
now,
I'm just saying now, regardless of the manager, right? Because
whatever happens now, whatever happens with the manager now, in my opinion, he should stay.
Okay.
All right.
I agree.
He should stay.
I agree. Because I was chatting to someone the other day who said to me, if we don't get top 4, they change it. And I was like, no, I disagree because...
But I think it would tell a lot about the manager.
It would be a bad look because I agree now. You can't...
It's a foul if he doesn't get top 4.
What's the word? I've sort of rearranged my expectations.
Yeah,
because I'm like, all right, it's top 6, but now I'm like, hey.
That's what fans do, Robbie. After 3 games, people keep going, I can't stand it when people turn around and go like, oh, you take us where you are after the 3 games lost at the beginning of the season, you know what I mean? Well, yeah, I'd have took
No, I never said to sack him after 3 games.
No. But what I'm saying is, after those 3 games, you know what I mean? We went on quite a good little run, you know what I mean? Things change in the season, you know what I mean? Yeah. And what's happened now, the season's changed where you have got 4 points, top 4, and you've got 2 points in front, possibly 5, you know what I mean, realistically, going into the Leeds game to get top 4. That you've got to nail that, whoever you are. You know what I mean? And if you don't, it's for foul. If it was the other way round and it was Spurs, you'd say, well, they're fouled.
Yeah.
You would say that, do you know what I mean?
All right, let me rephrase it. If he gets top 4, has he overachieved this season?
From the beginning of the season, yes. Definitely, 100%. I think, every Arsenal fan would say that, you know what I mean, for me. Listen, I've seen with Mikel Arteta, it's been a mixed bag this year. But when if we don't get top 4, I'm going to blame him for the game against Brighton. Because we look, the team selection that day was horrendous. Everybody said it, you know what I mean, But what he's done well is he's gone then to Chelsea, and I'm not in for this thing when people turn around and say, oh, what if we'd have won at Southampton? Look, we won at Chelsea, which no one expected us to. We won against Man United, tough game. We've then gone and won West Ham. That's 3 tough games,
pressurised
games, and we've won them.
Yeah.
In that game as well, in that run of 3 games of it all, Tottenham have dropped 5 points because we could be actually winning those 3 games, and if Spurs would have done their job, which they should have done, was beaten Brighton and beaten Brentford, we would still be 3 points behind them. And people will be going blah, blah, blah. But because of circumstances of other teams and whatever, we have now got ourselves into a position where we can nail top 4. If we don't do it in the position that we are, you've got to hold your hands up and say, well, that's a foul.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean to say, right, sack the manager or do this and do that. From where he is, the players that he's got, I'm going to be really honest about it. You know what I mean? We're playing. You say about Pep playing in the Champions League without a forward. Well, we're playing with Eddie up front. We're playing with Lacazette. He hasn't really had the forward that he wants to, at his disposal. So I do think that he deserves some credit. He does. He deserves some criticism as well. But ultimately, he has got Arsenal at this moment in time. Arsenal in position to now top 4. How can you criticise a manager for that?
Yeah, and I think it'd be a game changer if we can get in the top 4. I mean, even watching those games this week, I'm not saying if we get into the Champions League we're going to get that far down as what we've seen this week, but just watching those games, that's what you want to be part of. You want to be involved in those type of games, innit? I mean, they're unbelievable games. And, it gives Arsenal the chance to add some more quality to the team in the summer. 100%.
And as players as well. This is I think as well, certain players, so say if you're Tottenham and other teams, Manchester United, for instance, right, is a good call. You're asking Man United players to really push for that top 4. Half of them ain't going to be there. And not so. I think with Arsenal, that all of those players, the core of that Arsenal team at the moment will be playing Champions League football if they get it. So there's, you can say to Ben White, give me that little bit extra up because you're going to be in it next season. With Man United and Tottenham, I don't know how many of them are going to be there or not be So I think that's a key. So and obviously we're going to need to bring in 4 or 5 players, but all that core of players, the Ramsdales, Tommy Asu's, Gabriel's, etc., will be playing Champions League. You've got a chance. We're excited about going to the Bernabeu as a fan.
Yeah.
What about, they've got the opportunity to do it as a players. Yeah. Take the opportunity. You've got an opportunity to go and mix it with the big boys. Go and do it.
Yeah.
Go and do it.
You know what, Lee, as well? I think if we do it, we really got to take our hats off to some of the unsung. When you analyse where we were at, right? We'd lost those Palace, came back after the international break, Palace, Brighton, Southampton. But there's been some unheralded players that ain't even been playing. They've just been sat on the bench that have come in.
Yeah.
Rob Holding last week,
brilliant.
Massive goal.
Had a lot of criticism, but brilliant.
Defended well. He sat on the bench, he ain't moaned, he's come in, he's been brilliant, right? Mohamed El Neni has come in. He's not played a game. I think the only games he's played since Christmas was in the African Cup of Nations. He hasn't even played for Arsenal. And he's come in and he's been brilliant. Eddie Nketiah, up until a few games ago, he's hardly played. He's come in and he's been brilliant. So that's where I've got to say with Arteta, he's doing something right behind the scenes, right? I know he's been criticised for, the Aubameyang stuff, the Guendouzi stuff, and didn't get on with certain players. And we don't know the full stories behind those or whatever's happened with those. But what you've got to say is that he obviously must be getting on with some players really well because those players ain't even playing.
Yeah.
But when they've come in, they've been up for the cause. And they have been, if we do get over the line, we're going to look back over the last few games.
And thank them.
And we're going to look at those players that nobody would have thought, unheralded, and say to ourselves, yeah, you know what? They're the ones that actually
push us over the line.
We're missing out. Cedric, you could say, is another one as well.
Been brilliant since
right?
he's come in.
Because, look at the big players that have been missing. Tommy Asu's been out. Thomas Partey. These are huge players to replace. We lost Aubameyang. Lacazette dropped off of form. All your big names. And these guys have come in and they've stepped up to the plate. And I think, I know a lot of people were saying things to me like, Eddie should never play again because he hasn't signed a new deal and Mohamed El Neni's leaving, so why? And I've always been of the thing that, listen, until they leave, they're Arsenal players. Yeah. And they're professionals. They need to do the job that they're called upon to do. But we've seen with other teams, like, let's say Man United, we've seen where they've got players that they're going like your Lingards and people like that, where they've come in,
not done it,
and you can see they've been maybe on a bit of a sulk.
Yeah,
you know. So we've got to take our hats off to those unheralded players, because if we do this, they've played an absolutely significant part. Their attitude, I mean, Mohamed El Neni's attitude as a footballer must be absolutely spot on.
Class. Absolute class. I will say this, first and foremost, Mikel Arteta deserves a lot of credit, because even the most staunch, and I was in the pub with a few of them, the most staunch Mikel Arteta fans, when that team come out against Chelsea and put Eddie up front, a lot of, oh my God, if he loses this one, that's, you know, it was a real big call by him. It was a massive call, because I'll tell you what, if he'd have lost that game, I don't know, it would have been a meltdown. Oh, being one of them, like, you know what I mean? Like, when that happened, you know, like Martinelli being left out, he was proven right. Eddie come in and said, you know what, you've given me the chance, I'm going to prove you right, boss. And he done that. So all credit to Mikel, he's made some brave and difficult decisions after the poor decisions probably that he made before that, like, you know. So you think to yourself, right, and you're right, that El Neni has come in and has just been, I think the last 3 games has just been absolutely brilliant. Do you know what now, if Thomas Partey's fit, you ain't got to rush him back, have you? I think Thomas Partey, you've got to be close. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I think that Mikel's using it, when he's not going to be fit and all that. It's 3 or 4 weeks.
No, but he said he's out for the season.
Yeah, like hamstring injury takes 3 or 4 weeks. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's back.
Yeah.
Back. But we ain't got to rush him back now, have we? Because like El Neni's doing in the business. As I've said before,
Cedric
2
as
midfield
well.
players. Yeah, Cedric.
I think Cedric has
done really well. Look, Tommy Hassel come in the other day and showed his better. He showed his better. He did show his better.
When you saw him come in the other day, you said, that's...
Yeah, it was a better...
But Cedric has done a great job filling in.
And that's the difference between a backup and the real deal.
Yeah.
But you've still got to have those players. The attitude... Do you know what? I know what I liked about Cedric is that he's been left out. He's thought, do you know what? I've played really well last 4 or 5 games, but he's walked straight back in the team. 20 minutes from the end of that game, or 15 minutes when he fitted in there and done his job, you know what I mean? And I don't think we appreciate these squad players as much as we should do. Yes, you know, you're going to be critical of a Rob Holding when he's playing week in, week out. Never will I be critical of him, because he's actually doing what he should be doing now, which is a squad player of Arsenal Football Club. And the same as Eddie. Eddie's got a choice to make. I still think Eddie could have a future at Arsenal. I'm not saying as the number one, but, you know, I don't know where he's going to go from here, and wherever he does, good luck. But at the ultimate, what he's doing now is he's proving people wrong.
Yeah. Listen,
that's
as far as
all
I'm
you
concerned,
can do.
Eddie, the decision is yours at the end of the season, but just get us into that top 4.
Yeah. His performance on West Ham was superb. Second half was superb. Forget about the goals. You know, he made Fabianski work for one of them. He should have scored the other. But he's running, his hold-up play, all the things we've criticised him for. And I'll tell you another thing. Did he ever get pushed off the ball and bullied? No, he was putting his back in there. Proper centre-forward play.
Played well.
He done really, really well. So big up to Eddie. Is he the real deal, and is he going to be the one for Arsenal? We know he's not. You know what I mean? But ultimately...
If he stayed as a... You see, that's the thing. He wants to play week in, week out.
Yeah, he will do if he plays. If we get to the Champions League, he's going to play lots of games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, look at these teams. You play the Champions League, and then, you know, then on the Saturday you're playing in the Premier League. You know what I mean? And you might be left out for the Champions League.
You know, we're not even in that Champions League.
But that's
how good would it be if we can get back into that Champions League?
That's how it is. Even if the Europa League, you're still playing in it. You've got lots of with the Europa League next season. We've got lots of games. So whether he decides to if he does decide to stay, he's going to get lots of games in the Europa League.
This Champions League thing's so important, though, man. You imagine if some of the players that I've seen being linked with Arsenal, even like a Gabriel Jesus, right? If you've got Champions League football, he's more likely to come.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? Those guys, they're used to playing at that level. You know what I mean? Or even certain players that, you know, they want to play there. It's a big game changer if we can get it. We've got to do it.
It changes.
We've got to do it now. We're this close.
It changes the whole perspective of the club. I know this sounds silly, like, you know what I mean? Like, and we criticise Wenger for only getting us in the top 4. You know, I think as an Arsenal fan now, maybe I took all that for granted a little bit, like, you know what I mean? Now you realise that it's not as an easy thing to do. So when you get in it, embrace it a little bit more, like, you know. Make sure that you continue to stay in it, buy the right players and everything like that, you know.
I reckon as well. I've seen some fans saying, I don't even want to stick. I mean, I can never understand that. We shouldn't go in it because we just go straight out. That's ridiculous as far as I'm concerned. I actually reckon that if we go in it, it changes the mindset of this football club.
100%.
Like you said, it might mean that we try and get better players so that we can go in it and compete in it. And also, I just feel that because we've been out of it for so long, I reckon we can actually do quite well.
Yeah, we enjoy it.
We ain't going to win it. I'm not saying that. But I actually think that if Arsenal do get into the Champions League for next season, I think we'll do all right in it. You know? I honestly do. I honestly do think we'll do all right in it.
Are Real Madrid the best team are they the best team in Europe at this moment in time?
No,
not
they're
by
not.
a long chalk.
No.
But they're in the final.
They're in the final.
Like, Arsenal fans, I'm going to say this now, every game have been fantastic. Imagine what we're going to be like if we go to away to the Champions League. Like, you know,
I think honestly, I think if we are in it, I honestly think we'll. You know, obviously, people will say, "Oh, you're just saying that because we don't even know who we get." But I just think that because we've not been in it for such a long time, I really do think we'll make a good fist of it.
Of course we will.
So,
and we make a good fist of the Europa League. I think if we don't get it, well, you know, listen, West Ham have got to the semi-finals. Rangers have got to the semi-finals. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we'd have a chance of winning the Europa League. The good thing is, you know, we're back into Europe, and we've had this conversation when people say, "Oh, like, you know, is it a good thing, Arsenal?" No, it's never been a good thing. More games you have, more revenue, more money for everybody. Like, you know what I mean?
And as well, it gives you a chance. You know, some of them players that we sent out on loan and that they could have been playing
these games. Yeah.
So, you know, but
all round it's good.
Are we going to do it?
I think that this weekend, I really do think this
you reserve judgment to us this weekend.
I think if Liverpool beat, and listen, football's ifs and maybe. If Liverpool get the result against Tottenham, and we beat Leeds, I think that, you know, I think we get it.
Okay, those are the words of Lee. I'm backing him on that, but we've got to do our business. No point in talking about it. There's no point in saying on paper. We've got to do it on the pitch. And the big opportunities this week. Thanks for listening and watching the show. Don't forget, Who Knows Wins. The link is in the description. Get involved. Put your team in there. Smash up Lee this week, just like I've been doing. And you got a chance to win yourself 10 grand. All you got to do is deposit a £5. Chance to win a share of £10,000. The link is in the description. Massive game this weekend. Arsenal versus Leeds, home game. Only the 2 home games to go. It's a must win. And of course, the night before that, Liverpool taking on Tottenham. I think there's going to be as many Arsenal fans watching that game as they are watching our game the next day because of the significance of it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe here to AFTV. Smash the like button, and we'll see you next week. Hopefully, previewing, you know, going into that Tottenham game and talking about how we've got a 5-point advantage. See you then.
Come on, you Gunners.
The Invincible podcast. Myself, Robbie, and Lee Judges come together once a week to discuss all things Arsenal. Straight talking, considered discussion, brought to you by the fans of the only club in Football League history to go invincible.